and welcome to Thursday Thoughts. A few weeks ago, we talked about ways to help reduce anxiety and stress amidst the new normal that we have going on. And I want to kind of go back to that a little bit tonight. I want to talk about one way in particular that is so important for having a healthier mindset, for reducing stress and anxiety in your life, and not just during times of utter craziness, but just during everyday life as well. So I use something called a gratitude journal. This is a gratitude finder. It's by Reminder Binder. I really enjoy this one. So there are tons of gratitude journals out there, or you could just use a notebook. So the goal of a gratitude journal is that every night before you go to bed, you end your day by writing down 3 things you were grateful for in that day. And they can be anything that you want. Any tiny little thing to any big thing. It doesn't have to be something huge, just something that you're grateful for, that brought you joy in that day, that made you smile, that made your life a little easier, that you really appreciated. So the one that I really like is this gratitude finder by Reminder Binder. It comes with stickers, which I haven't used any of them, but I really love them. They're super cute. And then each week looks just like this. You can put in your own days. You can start it on your whatever day of the week you want. You can put your own date in, the week of, and the squares are kind of different at times. And then the part I really, really love of this one is every week it asks a question. So it either says 3 people for whom I'm ever so grateful, or the next week it'll say 3 experiences for which I'm ever so grateful. And then it has words of the week where you can put a quote. And then it has a place to write down random acts of kindness that you did that week. So it just, for me, I like those 3 additions. I love to be reminded that I should be doing random acts of kindness. And if I don't have anything to write that week for a random act of kindness, I feel really convicted to try and do better next week. And so since I've been keeping this particular gratitude journal, random acts of kindness have been more prevalent in my life. I love to see if I can get more than 1 written in the box in a week. And so I really like that part. I like the words of the week because I can go back to it every day and remind myself. So, let me see. So this is one of my favorite. I also like to write in colored pens. So this is one of my favorite words of the week that I've used. You owe yourself the love that you so freely give to other people. Glennon Doyle. So I love Glennon Doyle, first off, but this quote, you owe yourself the love that you so freely give to other people, reminds me to give myself the grace that I offer other people so readily, but I'm so quick to judge and be critical of myself. And so just a reminder to offer that same grace to me. And all week long that week, I came back to it. On Saturday, after I wrote down my things I'm grateful for, I reminded myself of that quote. And the things I write down in my gratitude journal, they are so tiny. Let's see. So this was written one Saturday morning. I had gone down to run while the kids were still asleep, and I came up and the kids were awake, and Killian came running to the top of the stairs and said, "Mommy home." So I just said, coming upstairs to Killian this morning. I was so grateful to be able to do that. Another one I wrote is a chance to go on a walk with Nookie and listen to my book. Another one was giving turtleback rides to my kids, also known as piggyback rides to the rest of the world. In our house, they're turtleback rides. Yeah, so they're big things to little things to kind of, I don't know, ridiculous things as well. Just anything that made me smile. So a gratitude journal, practicing gratitude, is a huge way to help reduce stress in your life. If you are focusing on the positives, number one, you're going to bed thinking about good things, which always helps improve sleep. And number two, the more you look for the good, the more your mind is gonna see the good. The more you look for things you're grateful for, the more things you're gonna find to be grateful for. So I have a colleague I went to seminary with. Her name is Wanda, and her kids played the yellow car game. And it was a way to entertain her kids on long trips, and she figured it would really be hard for them to find yellow cars because she never saw yellow cars. And then once they started playing the yellow car game, she realized how many yellow cars there were all around her that she just never noticed. And that's what is true about being grateful. If we're looking for things to complain about, we're going to find things to complain about, and we're going to keep seeing more and more things to complain about. If we're looking for things to be grateful about, all of a sudden, there are going to be so many things all around us that we are grateful for. And so a gratitude journal is a great way to do that. And it's a personal thing, so you don't have to share it with anybody. But I love sharing mine with Brian, getting to tell him, I wrote this in my gratitude journal. Or even the next morning telling my kids, I really loved it yesterday when we, or when you, so that they know, hey, this really made my day. You made my day. I'm grateful for you. I also like to make sure that when I write down a person in the part that you're grateful for, the 3 people for whom I'm ever so grateful, that I say special prayers for those people and or send them something special. Just a little thinking of you card, or something that I picked up that made me think of them, or something, just as an extra way to say I'm grateful for you. And sometimes that's not possible either. Sometimes it's a stranger that I'm ever so grateful for, but I can at least say an extra prayer for that person. And thank God for them, and ask God to continue to protect them and bless them as well. And the 3 experiences I'm ever so grateful for that it asks about, I try and make sure I remember that in moments when I'm struggling. So, for example, let's see here. I want to find one that works for this. Watching Killian grow. That was one I wrote a couple weeks ago. Watching Killian grow. I am so grateful to get to watch him grow, but there are moments where it makes me so sad, and I just want it to stop, and I think, oh my gosh, he's just too big. And I try and remind myself that I'm also grateful for the opportunity to see him grow and to watch him become more independent and to gain his words. That yes, it is sad and it is hard, but I'm also grateful for it. So some of those things, like teaching my kids at home these last 9 weeks or whatever it's been, I'm so grateful for that opportunity, even though some days it's utterly exhausting and I cannot stand it. I also try and remind myself that it's an experience I'm really, truly grateful for. So I really like this one, but you can find tons of gratitude journals, or just a cute notebook that you like. Or if you're an electronic person, keeping it on your phone, it's right by you when you go to sleep. You can type them in. I'm a pen and paper person, so that's not for me. But in honor of talking about gratitude, we're working on gratitude in our house with our children. Our children are at that age where the whole world revolves around them. That's where they're at in their development. They don't know that anything else exists but to serve them. And that's hard and frustrating as parents. And I know it is a developmental stage, but we want to instill gratitude in them. So we got some Zen Pig books. I love these books. So they're written by Mark Brown and illustrated by Amy Lynn Larwig. And this is Zen Pig book number 1. I think there are 6 in the series right now. We only have the first 3. But it says, in his introductory story, Zen Pig teaches others gratitude, presence, and compassion. Care for each other as much as yourself, and never lose sight that love is true wealth. So I'm going to read this to you tonight. I know it's a children's book. I know it's a little bit different than what we normally do on our Thursday Thought videos, but I think you'll enjoy it still. So, Zen Pig, the art of Gratitude. Written by Mark Brown, illustrated by Amy Lynn Larwig. I'm just going to use Nookie as my little book holder here. Spread the love with Zen Pig. Dedicated to my son Noble, who is already a far better man than I am. I love you. Okay, so I should tell you that I'm a big fan of rhyming as well, which is part of the reason that I love these books. Books that rhyme are my favorite. Eons ago, on a green grassy knoll, lived a pleasant little pig who always seemed quite whole. He enjoyed his life much more than most because he took the time to look at things close. Wherever he was always there, ready and willing to be fully aware. That Zen Pig is special, is what others would say, yet Zen Pig denied and said, I'll show you the way. Care for each other as much as yourself, and never lose sight that love is true wealth. And when you speak, choose your words with care. Only kindness and compassion will ease others' despair. We all make mistakes, so forgive yourself fast. Don't expect to be perfect, or happiness won't last. Never waste time thinking of the future or the past. Just enjoy this moment and all that it has. Be thankful for all that you have. There is no need for more. You have everything that's needed to walk through happy's door. When someone is in need, don't think, just act. Give all that you can and don't hold back. Listen to my words and follow the path. Then you too will sit atop the knoll with the green, green grass. Namaste. The light in me loves the light in you. And then at the end of the books, there's always a Zen Pig question to answer. So today's question is, what is one thing you are grateful for? So one thing I am grateful for today is the opportunity to be your pastor, to do this video, to share my love with you, and to get to be a small part of your story, of your life. I am truly grateful that you let me do that, and I'm truly grateful that God has put me here in this place with God's people here in Jessup. I miss you all dearly, but I'm grateful that we can still connect. I hope that this video finds you well, and I encourage you to find 3 things that you are grateful for today. And I encourage you to start a gratitude journal. So every night before you fall asleep, write down 3 things you're grateful for, either in a gratitude finder book, or just a notebook or your phone. But be grateful, and remember, the more yellow cars you look for, the more yellow cars you'll see. Blessings.